Okay, now people can hear you.
Hooray!
Woo! All right. And for those that are watching, hi, good morning. This is something that I've been sort of in the projects playing around with my peeps, and I was like, "Hey, this could be cool." So we're doing a pilot for a podcast that's basically called the Cafe Cast, and what it consists of is we're talking about not just things about anime and manga, but just cartoons, really a lot of pop culture nerdy things and some weird shit. And we're literally just people shooting the shit. And if you guys really, really like it, me and Terrace will keep coming back with people that are into, things like this. So, yeah, our first special guest is our good friend Gonzo. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Good morning,
You want me to do it even more creepier?
Sure.
No.
Please.
Hi.
Oh my god. Oh boy.
Gonzo, get in the box.
Go to the corner. All right. So we're gonna play around with this, and we decided to do it live to see what the feedback reception of your thoughts and things like that. So we would love to hear your thoughts and your feedback about this shit. So we're taking a crack at this podcasting shit. I thought about it because I saw, Gonzo had one, and all of our other friends have been doing their own little thing, and I was like, maybe I could do one too. So I thought, yeah, and so me and Terrace over here were like, let's do one, and we almost called it the Weeb Hour. But I like Cafe Cast because it was like a maid cafe that's
Not to mention that it just flows off the tongue easier.
Oh yeah, definitely. And this is sort of a prototype card. We have a character or a mascot in the works, but yes, welcome to the Cafe Cast. Welcome back. Won't you have a seat? All right. So let's talk about I think we have introductions over, right?
I
don't know how this podcasting thing worked. Help me.
It just goes introduction, then we just jump straight into the pod, like the stuff.
All right.
You can set up the formula pretty much. There is no like set formula shit.
All right.
So yeah.
Let's see what this does.
Okay, so our first topic that we're going to talk about is short anime or long anime. Which one is better, in our opinion?
Well, I don't know. I've watched long anime and I've watched short anime, and I'm very mixed about that because you got like shows like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, which is I see as Dragon Ball Z 2.0 with ninjas now looking at it. I used to be a fan of it back in the day. I'm casually about it now, but not as much as I used to be, and I just look at it as DBZ, the copy 2.0. Does anybody else see that, or is it just me?
Not really. I mean, the creator of Naruto did take inspiration from the DBZ creator. It's like, if you look through the manga, there are DBZ references in it. Believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, I noticed it this was like back when the Akatsuki was first being introduced, that Naruto was going to train with Jiraiya. And there was like a set of masks on the wall, and you would clearly see a Chaozu mask on the wall. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that.
Now, oh my god, and the longest anime I think I have ever seen, and I've stopped watching it because I got bored with it, was fucking One Piece. Holy shit, that thing has been running for so long, next to Naruto and Detective Conan.
I've seen bits and pieces of One Piece. I didn't like it. I mean, even visually, it was not appealing to me. I'm no anime expert, but I guess that's how I feel. Gonzo, you're quiet over there. Be a bro and come and be happy, snuggle beans.
How could I be snuggle beans about two animes that has gone on for way too fucking long?
Come and be a fucking snuggle bean, damn it.
But the thing is, though, I'm more akin to not long-lasting animes, the ones that go for at least. I mean, some of them go in a few episodes, like 3 or 4, and some of them go a little bit longer. At the most part, I went. The longest anime that I ended up having to deal with it was Soul Eater, going for at least 51, 52 episodes. That's the longest I ended up having to sit through, and well, in one series for a while, until I got involved with the anime Slayers, which went through several series.
I have not heard that anime. I'm sorry.
You're involved with Neverwinter and stuff like that, right?
I'm really into MMORPGs.
It's kind of had the similar mysticism kind of. How do I put this? It's comedy and a little bit of seriousness with that, fantasy world where magic exists, and you have knights and sorcery and all that.
Oh, okay. And how long is that anime?
I remember having to go through at least 4 series, I think.
I mean, I don't mind certain animes, but if an anime is like going on for like 400 episodes, maybe even more, yeah, it might be time to, it's time to stop.
It's time to stop!
Like, there we are.
One Piece is a very, I like the idea of, a pirate kind of style anime. Don't get me wrong. I like that idea. But it's I feel like they should have, ended it, sooner. And this laugh as well. What?
There you are.
Yourself one more time. You're just lagging out a little bit.
Okay, there it goes.
All right.
I said I don't mind the concept of One Piece being this really cool pirate anime, but I feel like after a certain time that the creators should have put it into it and just instead of having all this fluff because making money and shit.
Oh yeah, they're gonna milk that thing until it dries. I think the same creator that made One Piece made, I want to say, Fairy Tail.
No, I believe the creator is different. Because, I know the creator of a Fairy Tail made, what was that show? Oh my god, it's at the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. I think it was no. It was another anime. I just don't remember what it's called off the top of my head.
It was definitely some similar art style. That's what made me kind of whoa, okay. So, yeah. But, I think there's good and negative with long animes. You get really interesting story arc. Maybe there's something that the creator can make of the character. But then again, now I know it's still in production, okay? But I feel that Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is going to be a short anime. I'm just gonna say that right now because the pace, I guess, is the fact that it's slice of life and crap like that. And it just feels like one of those short animes. There's one that you guys know I'm really into, and I really suggest everybody should watch it. It's Please Tell Me Galko-chan, and it is a slice of life high school thing anime, and it's really nice and relatable. And there was another one Lucky Star.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that. Lucky Star was a very short anime, but I really did. Another one, I guess, was technically considered short was, was it Haruhi Suzumiya, or am I thinking
The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Azumanga Daioh, that was a short anime.
I heard that was really cute. I only read the manga and I found it quite enjoyable. I like comics like that. I mean, there's the stereotype anime where it's long story arcs and compelling stories and magical powers and death. And then I just like sometimes the strip comics. It's just so simple and quick and to the point. I don't know if it's just me, but yeah.
I would be mean and say just you, but nah.
Just me.
Some people have different. No, people have different preferences and shit like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. But comparing something like Lucky Star, I don't know why. Just a side note, I could never get into the Melancholy of Haruhi. I couldn't. I don't know what it was. I could not get into it, and I found out. Now I don't know if you guys know, and I don't even know if this is true, but apparently all the episodes are out of order.
Oh yeah.
What is with that? What is with that? I mean, I think that's
Here's
cool.
the thing.
I hate those kinds of anime. Just like, dude, if you're gonna tell the story, just go on and say it. Like, don't put it out of order. That annoys me to no end.
The thing is, though, with certain adaptation is that sometimes you can go on for volumes upon volumes, but sometimes anime studios are commissioned to produce these kinds of episodes. So basically, they had to do what they wanted to push out, what they wanted to say, what parts of the story they think will be. They try to trim up the story and put it down to, like, if there was chapters, they try to slim it down to either 15 or 30 minutes for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I understand that's the cool kind of like, oh, hey, you found a mystery. You're fucking the mystery gang from fucking Scooby-Doo. But, god damn it. Oh, I'm dying.
Like, okay, Scooby-Doo is the best anime ever.
No, fuck that.
Okay.
It's Cory in the house.
Okay, but anyway.
But I don't know. What do you think, Gonzo, about short anime? Like, there's some of the anime that we brought up for, like, you know, short anime comparing with some long anime. Bleach is actually an unfinished long anime. Just a sign up before you continue. I don't mean to take over the chat, but
I'm only a guest. You two are the host.
well, I don't mean to talk over everybody, and I'm sorry if I am.
Yeah.
But there's somebody who is actually making a Bleach anime that is gonna be all made from scratch. They're gonna finish like the last like some arc. I want to say it's the 5th season, but I don't know. I only watched like here and there chunks of Bleach. I haven't watched it all in order, so I heard there was gonna be somebody. It's gonna be a project. They're gonna be hiring voice actors and shit like that. And yeah, okay, I'm done. But
I fucking hope they're gonna fix the major issue of filler episodes that are done before the manga.
oh god, we could go into that.
Fucking, that's a major issue with these long-running animes. They eventually catch up with the book, but then they're like, "Well, what the fuck? We have something to do. We got to get something out there before the mangaka even fucking continues the story." So what do? We'll fucking make up some filler.
Now, I don't mind filler if it's, like, good filler. Because, like, okay, a good example of this is Bleach. Like, I know Bleach filler is kind of mad, but there was one arc that I actually really enjoyed, and I really wish they would have, like, went with that theme of... It's called the Zanpakuto arc, where the sword spirits in, like, with the Reapers started rebelling against their masters. And you actually got to see what their Zanpakutos looked like. It was really cool.
Somebody asking, what about an anime called Panapony Dash? Have we heard about it?
I think I have, but I can't recall where I heard it. I don't know anything about it, but I know I've heard it. I've
only heard of it through a hentai, so no.
Oh, hentai.
I've never heard of that.
Well,
I imagine it's one of those slices of life that tried to cash in on Azumanga or something.
But what is
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
To think of it, Azumanga is also another slice of life anime.
It's great. I've read the manga. Again, it's great.
I love the teacher. He's funny.
I like how the cat always ends up biting that one character. I felt so bad for it, but I always end up laughing, and I feel horrible. I'm a sadistic person.
And the girl that kept on trying to pet the cat is me.
It's horrible. Oh my god. But what was I going to say? So what is, I guess, our conclusion about the whole short anime and long anime?
If it drags on too long, it'll look a little ridiculous. But if it's too short, you might wind up being...
I think honestly, like a good meetup or like halfway point for like short animes and long animes is like maybe 100 episodes at most.
I'm good with at least 24 to 26 episodes. That's pretty much the good average.
I agree, but then at the end, I think it's, I don't know, maybe I do prefer short animes. Maybe I'm just that impatient, but at the same time, I've been watching Pokemon for on and off for years, so.
Ash will never age.
No,
It's
he'll
just
never age. Never ever.
Something.
He never freeze.
Let's not. Don't be bringing that fucking shit in here.
It's meme time, boys and girls. God damn it. But yeah, do you want to go over to the next topic, or are we concluded with this topic, or no? I don't know.
Let's get some people's opinions out in the chat.
Yeah, we want to hear from you guys. What do you think about long and short anime? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you think about it?
What's your good idea? Your good idea of fucking how long it should be or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting into this. I guess it's a more of a concept thing. The anime Persona 5, which is really good. Oh yeah, they made an anime of Persona 5, and like I'm trying to find a place where I can watch it. It's like something that doesn't require me to take a trial or whatever. It's like
fucking.
I need to say this. The animation in that anime is fucking gorgeous.
Smooth.
Oh, it is smooth like butter. Oh.
And they have a woman that joins.
What?
Oh shit!
You're dying
You've broken
again.
it out a bit.
Just come back to us.
Here's the thing. I ended up watching the predecessor of it, Persona 4, the animation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And during bits of it, it was funny as fuck. However, there was a lot of serious points in it as well, and the ending, I can't spoil it. It fucked me up.
Freaking deadpan, you Norikami. That was great.
I still also like the the abridged version that somebody did, but kind of cut off halfway because he like wasn't not interested in it anymore. Fucking Persona 4, the little comic dubs. That's like it was done by a guy named Him Daisy, and fucking it was hilarious, especially with some memorable lines like "Shut up, Adachi."
Shut up, Adachi. Let's see. Tiger 5700 says, "What about Kante Collection, the anime?" I have never heard of that.
Oh, Kantai Collection, or well,
Do you have knowledge about this?
yeah.
Oh,
World War II ships, the anime. That's all I could say about it.
Wait. Are those two bitches with the fucking, like, things on their head and they throw each other in the goddamn walls?
What?
There's an anime and I don't know what the fuck it is, but there are these schoolgirls with, like, fucking little, like, lighthouses and tanks on their head. Is that the anime?
That's not it. That's Plastic Nason. Kantai Collection is basically many naval warships personified. Like some of the Japanese ones pretty much are popular. One U.S. warship, the USS Iowa, was personified. That's not what you were describing. Was Plastic Nason. That's something entirely different.
Okay. I'm stupid. Please carry on.
Plastic Nason. I went through that. It's pretty fucked up weird.
I'm very curious now. I think I want to check out this anime.
It's short. It's basically a bunch of shorts. Somebody up on YouTube has already uploaded the entirety of it, of the run thing. It's basically just a series of little comics, pretty much of this club.
So it's kind of like Italia. Got it.
Nah, it was mostly it's about this club of girls who do model making and all that stuff, but they're having some strange, weird ass misadventures.
All right.
Half the time, you can't even understand what the hell was going on because it's so weird and off top.
I haven't seen that anime, but if it might be interesting, I'll definitely check it out. I'm right now working on Blend S. I want to get that done first. By the way, I like the girl in the blue. All right, so
I have no idea about that. So
All right, shall we go on to our next topic,
Sure.
dear?
You want to talk about next?
Alrighty, give me a moment.
You can pick from any of the. We don't have to go in order. We can pick from any of the topics.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about then?
Alrighty, let's try. Well, I think we should get this one out of the way because I know Kitty's looking forward to talking about this. Detective Pikachu and the new Mercy skin.
Oh my god. Okay. So, all right. I'm so stoked. All right. For those that don't know or do not play Overwatch, or if you know what Overwatch is but you don't play the game, or maybe you do and don't.
Or you missed out on a lot of Kitty streams.
Or that too, because I'll steal from Peter Mon, who's one of my favorite gossip talk channels. He says, "I'm YouTube famous now." I'm joking. I just had to say that. So, pretty much, okay, so let's just start off with Detective Pikachu, because I feel that's a little bit more familiar than Overwatch at the moment, with history and stuff like that. So everybody knows who Pikachu is. They all know who, he's iconic, or it, she, I don't know. Anyway.
Well, it's a male.
Alright, Pikachu is an iconic character. Everybody fucking loves the little guy, little yellow bastard. He stars in his own personal game, and it's called Detective Pikachu. Now, I know Jen plays Pokemon, and I know there's a lot of you guys out there, and Gonzo, you know what Pokemon is, and we all know the basic mechanics of it. Detective Pikachu is a little different, because you're not catching Pokemon, you're not traveling, you're playing this little boy named Tim, who's trying to, I'm not gonna spoil too much, you're trying to find his father. I'm still in the beginning phases of it. And it's a lot different versus playing the actual Pokemon games or any fucking, other Pokemon games. And it's a lot of fun, because there's this Pikachu and he's talking to you with like a New York-ish, but it sounds more like my dialect, which is New Jersey. And it's really interesting. And it's funny to hear him say, "Oh, I love the smell of coffee in the morning." And I'm like, you stole my heart. This is why you're my favorite. But it's just so cool, because you get to actually solve mysteries of Pikachu, and he talks to you, but you can't understand other Pokemon, so it's kind of like... It's kind of
like the case with Meowth, only that you can hear Pikachu.
Exactly. And there's a lot of funny things, like, example, Pikachu tries to get the little boy that you're playing as Tim, he's like 12 or 13, try to get him with the ladies. And it's just funny. He's like, "Hey, you should go after her. Hey there, lady." And Pikachu starts ending up hitting on Pokemon. It's a fucking delight. Like, I really enjoy it so far. It's a little slow paced at the beginning, the tutorial. I can definitely say that. But it's really worth the, how can I put it? It's really worth the go-ahead, the wait. And then you get into it, and you meet these characters, and you sneak into places pretending to be somebody you're not. It's a really delight. It's not for the type that, like, have to do figuring out things or figuring out slow pacing.
It's good for people who love puzzles.
Puzzles are very casual gaming. I don't like saying
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to say I'm a hardcore gamer, because I'm not. I am. I don't want to say I'm a hardcore gamer, but like...
You're not a gamer, girl. You're just a gamer.
Yeah, I just play video games for the fuck of it. And I can definitely say, as if you're a handheld lover like I am, and you can like... It's a nice...
Me too.
It's a late night game. It's a nice late night game that you could just sit down and play and relax to. Though it's those type of games. Does anybody catch my drift?
Yeah. By the way, you guys donate to me so I can get Detective Pikachu. I'm kidding.
There are people joining the chat. Hi, this is our podcast. Read the little description below. I'm just going to post this here once again. All right. Oh, no, that's the thing. Ah, fuck. All right. But yes, I really recommend Detective Pikachu. It's cute. It's funny. It's delightful. I really, really hope you enjoy it. Yeah. And that's my thoughts on Detective Pikachu. What about you guys?
I want to play it so bad, but I don't have the money for it.
It sounds good, even though I'm not into Pokemon very much, but I do remember it.
Anything else, or shall we move on?
All right. Well, we gotta talk about the Mercy skin.
Mercy.
Okay. The Mercy skin. Oh my god. Okay. So this has a duo personal meaning for me. And for those that do know, like, you two know Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know of it, but you don't play it.
I know.
I can't afford it.
Okay, so we'll just say you're broke and you don't want to play it, Jen, or are you mixed feelings about it?
I have mixed feelings about it.
Okay, do you want to elaborate before I continue?
I like playing with my friends online, but it's like I don't like playing with like strangers. If you catch my drift.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, I get you. You're not really the online player who wants to play with randos. I can totally get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Basically, if you guys haven't heard, Overwatch, the character Mercy, who is one of the main healers in the game, who is basically modeled off an angel, has a new skin, and it is pink for breast cancer awareness. And to donate, and when you buy the skin, all the profits go to charity, and you can get perks by watching these selective streamers that are live streaming from like 8 in the morning to fucking 2 in the afternoon. I still have to catch my own live streams. It's all on Twitch. You can go to the Blizzard website and check it out, and you can get like only, and it's only available from I think the 8th to the 22nd or 21st of May. And it's really enjoyable because, like, I have family members, my grandmother and my mother, both suffer from breast cancer, and I probably might have it somewhere in my genes, but it hasn't been activated yet. And I wanted to support that for that reason. And plus, you know, there are some women that are more attached to their boobs than others, and I don't know. I just feel like that's something important to support because, you know, you only get one pair of tits in your life, so you might as well enjoy them.
Yeah.
I know your boyfriend enjoys it.
We all know my boyfriend enjoys them. He grabs my titties on stream.
Yeah. Oh, there we are. I was also having to look this up because some people are like, well, you better be careful. Certain breast cancer awareness foundations and organizations, they're pretty much big cheats. But rest assured, a lot of people look into this as well, so that way they don't get their money gypped off. The money goes to exactly the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, which is a lot more reliable than the Susan G. Coleman or something like that foundation, which has quite a questionable reputation. So your money won't be wasted on lavish parties or shit like that. It's going straight into research.
Exactly. And that's why I was like, I'll go for it. So I did. And for those who play Overwatch, not only do you get some cool shit in return, but you get to support a really good cause. I don't want to say it's good because of the... I'm bad with words. It's good to support things that are hurting, like, oh god. Cures. Yes, that's where I'm going. My coffee hasn't kicked in. Hello.
Kitty.exe hasn't activated yet.
Pretty much. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the Overwatch and the Pikachu's thing. So, yeah.
Okay.
Next topic, Terrace.
It's alright. I think you're going to enjoy this one as well, Kitty. Creepers at Con.
Ooh.
I mean,
oh boy, you're going to talk about how I'm a creep.
No, you're not.
What? No, Gonzo, you are nothing but a sweet
dude,
bean.
I fit one of the stereotypical creepers.
Gonzo,
I'm fat. I have
bean. Gonzo, you're one of my closest friends. You're fine. I don't consider you a creep just because, you know, you may have some attributes of a stereotype. We're talking about creeps. Like, okay, I think...
We're talking about Christian creep.
Oh.
Let's not go into that.
I think Terrace can definitely, because I know she has a couple of stories, so I think I'll let her take the wheel on this topic.
I think one of those stories we shared through Cringe Comp.
Yeah, I don't mind telling it again. Okay, I believe this took place at Anime Crossroads 2014, I believe, or I think it was the year before after that.
Yeah, that's the one in... Yeah.
Yeah. I was there in the vending hall, and for some reason there was a very strong smell of rotten fish.
Oh.
So I'm like, ew. And I see these two girls, and they looked like they were freaking the fuck out. So, and I see this homeless looking guy kind of following them around. So, and these girls looked like they were like maybe 15 or 16. So I go up to them and I ask them, is that guy following you? And they're like, yes, he won't leave us alone. So I tell one of them to go get con staff. And the guy, of course, and I think it was the 15-year-old who went and got the went to go get the con people. And this guy comes up to me, and and I could tell he was already sizing me up. And I'm like standing between him and this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, you need to leave these girls alone, and he's like, well, I think they're cute, and, I forget the excuse. So I'm basically trying to buy time until finally con staff arrive, and they basically escorted the guy out. The smell of fish was so strong that everybody had to leave the vendor's hall so they can air it out.
Ew!
Yeah.
Damn, that's nasty.
Apparently,
you gotta work hard to smell like a fish in fucking Indianapolis.
I know, right?
Over here is easy because I'm fucking in the countryside where you can hunt and fish.
So it turns out this guy was harassing other girls than, just those two. And I was luckily I was sitting taking a break from walking around so much by the entrance, and I see this guy again, and he's harassing people trying to come into the con or into the hotel. So I go get con staff, and they escort him off the property, and they told him that if he ever comes back, that he will be arrested.
Ooh.
Well, it turns out that guy was a registered sex offender.
My question is...
How the fuck?
My question is, and this kind of goes into recent events, if you play around in the brony fandom, if you will. That's a bad way to put it, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How do they not screen? I understand conventions are open to anybody, but I feel like people should get semi-screened,
I agree to an extent, but, it's really hard to keep, a track of all these people.
Yeah, especially with a large con. BronyCon is pretty much the biggest of the Brony conventions. Mm-hmm. And there's hundreds, if not thousands, in attendance. Who can be able to screen them all?
That's true. Yeah, I just don't know. I guess more security. I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I don't...
Security, a little bit of health awareness, looking out for other people and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you see somebody acting weird.
I really don't hate... I know cons really do try their best. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But it's beefing up security just a little bit, and how can I put it? And make sure certain exits or entrances are coming,
clearly marked or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I think that guy got in because there's different entrances into the hotel, and and I get it, it's really hard to cover them all, but it's you really need to keep an eye on who comes in and who goes out.
The only place that I do know that's tightly insecure in BronyCon is pretty much the marketplace. But they pretty much just, you got to show them your badge and then you go in.
Right. I've been there. My friend Safi is going to be vending again this year, and I'm going to be helping her set up. But I don't have one of those special badgies, so I hope she could be like, "Hi, this is my personal assistant who's dressed like a dragon maid and screaming with a picket sign."
Well, when you get the BronyCon, all she's got to do is just pretty much go to registration. She can pick up the packages from there. They don't ship them to you.
Right.
You got to pick them up at registration. You can pick up the registration. It doesn't even have to be the day of the con. You can be there the day before the con and pick them up.
Oh yeah.
That's a good idea because there's a lot less people there, anyways.
Oh yeah, and the lines are long as
They're long as fuck. The first year of Baltimore, it took me 45 minutes to try and get to mine because I moronically waited the day of the con. And the times I went before the convention opened up, where they had the registration, you could pick up badges early. A lot less people there, thankfully.
We can go on a whole rant about cons, and it doesn't have to be specifically brony cons or anything.
Well, unfortunately, that's all I've been to so far.
About anime cons and stuff like that. I've been to a couple of different ones, but getting back on topic, does this link into the other thing that we have on there with the creepers and?
Yeah, kind of, I guess. Well, this next story I have that does kind of link into the different like creeper con creepers, I guess. Now, this didn't happen to me specifically, but it did happen to somebody I know. I believe it was Milwaukee, Midwest, 2013. A friend of mine was dressed up as, what's her face? Harley Quinn? No. She was dressed as some Marvel character. I think it was Black Widow. I know, DC Marvel, shut up. I'm tired too. So she was walking around. Now, you know how Black Widow dresses, right? You know, leather and stuff.
Yeah, I know who Black Widow is.
Well, this guy starts following her around, and he looks like the typical nerdy pervert. He was overweight, glasses and shit. And he was like, man, your Black Widow is hot. And it's like, and she's like, and already she's getting the red flags because this guy looked really creepy. Well, she went to go to the bathroom, try to hide from him. Mm-hmm. And I guess he followed her into the girl's bathroom because she heard another woman scream, and she saw this guy standing right in front of her stall. And immediately she called constable called, and he got dispatched from her. So I guess that links up to our little, weeaboo or kind of shit. But I guess what goes into it is like what defines a weeaboo, I guess.
We're talking about that one now? I'm confused.
Yeah. If you want to.
I mean, if you want to. I mean, you seem to already be on a roll, so I don't want to interrupt you.
Alright. Now, what defines somebody as a weeaboo? Now, believe it or not, there are different types of weeaboo. You have your extreme weeaboos are like, oh, kawaii, desu. Oh, Quinn-chan, he's so cute. Oh, desu. You have those.
While being 400 pounds overweight, too.
Okay, you have the, I guess would be the wannabe Japanese-speaking weeaboos. Then you have your extreme ones that are like, oh, Japan is like so amazing. I wish I could live in Japan. You have those kind of weeaboos. Mm. And then you have the creeper weeaboos. Those are the weeaboos that like to stalk people who are Japanese or have voiced an anime character. Now, there is a story. Oh yeah, this is the story of a con that I went to. That had, what's his face? I think it's Quentin Flynn, or it could be Crispin Freeman. I forget which one of those. This girl was stalking them because they voiced an anime character. And it got so creepy that she was literally sleeping outside of his hotel room, waiting for him to come out.
Ew. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so you have your creeper weeaboos. Those are the ones you should avoid at all costs. Like, the other two, it's like, whatever, they'll grow out of their phase. But the creeper weeaboos, those are the one you gotta watch out for.
Oh, definitely. Like, I mean, I think we've all been through a weeaboo phase at some point in our lives. I mean, I can personally definitely say I have.
Me too.
I think we all have to a degree.
I can't even go through a weeaboo phase. I'm poor.
It's not about being poor, Gonzo. It's about being ultra cringy and being like, how can I put this? It's hard to describe it because it's like, it's super cringy, but yet, you're trying to be something you're not. And escaping into a reality that does not exist.
Yeah, for example, now, granted, I was a weeaboo back then. I mean, I'm still kind of a weeaboo, but not really. I'm more of, just a fan of anime now. But according to some people, I'm still a weeaboo. But anyway, I was more of the Japanese wannabe speaking weeaboos, like, because I thought it was like cute of me saying, desu or, kawaii chants.
Seriously, no.
Mind you, I was like what, 15 at the time?
Oh, fuck. Mm-hmm.
Because, like, yeah, it's like, bleh. Like, the Japanese speaking weeaboos and the Japan is great weeaboos, those are harmless, like I said. But the stalker ones, it's like, okay, let me tell you a story. I've got so many goddamn stories. There was a foreign exchange class that was going around. Me and a couple of my friends, we got paired with a student who was legitimately from Japan. It's like we wanted to show them, like what's with, with America and stuff, and one of my friends was housing him at the time. Well, this one girl found out that he was from Japan and immediately started crushing on him. And the dude was like, of course, he didn't understand English, so luckily we had a translator with us. And one night, he spoke to our translator, like going, this girl is making me uncomfortable, writing me these notes, bringing me Japanese food when, funny thing is that he actually liked our American food more than his Japanese food.
I don't fucking blame him. I'm not saying the Japanese food is bad.
We got some good shit!
We got fucking burgers, we got fucking McDonald's, we got fucking Wendy's, we got fucking
I know.
Dairy Queen, White Castle, you
We got fucking Taco Bell, fucking hometown shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway.
This chick would not leave this poor boy alone, and it got to a point where I had to sit down with her and tell her that you need to leave this boy alone. You're making him uncomfortable. We want him to have a pleasant experience in America. And she got so pissed at me. She's like, well, you're just jealous because, you wish you were Japanese and shit like that. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? So finally, she shoves me, tried to say, fuck off or whatever. And I shove her back, and it turned into a full-blown fight. I explained my side of this.
Why do you get into fights?
Why
are you always getting into fights?
I try not to get into fights. The fights seem to come to me. So I tell this girl, like, if I catch you near this guy again, I'm going to beat the dog snot out of you again. So, and then I told the teacher what happened, and of course, the teacher removes her from our group squad because she was supposed to take down notes, and she wasn't taking down the notes except that he was cute and shit like that. I know, right? And finally, the student went back to Japan, and he said he had a good time other than, the chick stalking him. And in exchange, our main leader got to go to Japan. And of course, yeah. And of course, the chick got super fucking jealous and literally sent my friend death threats because he got to go to Japan and she couldn't.
Wow.
And the last I heard of her, she is pregnant, works at a comic shop, a comic store, and is still obsessed with Japan.
God damn. She's like, it reminds me of a really creepy, it reminds me of a really weeaboo version of Yandere Simulator.
And that's another topic we're jumping into.
Oh boy, what is the next topic?
The different types of dairies.
Okay, I don't know much about dairies, so you two take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel!
Okay, but you are free to jump in anytime, Kitty. You know,
I'll just have, like, more questions and shit like
The only ones I do know is Yandere and Tsundere.
Okay.
Fucking.
The yanderes are, hey, appear sweet on the outside, but on the inside they're lovesick and they want to, slash all your friends and shit. And it's like creepy.
More like lovesick. They want your love so bad they're willing to kill people for it. They're obsessed.
I know about
Unhealthily.
that one because, well, Yandere is Simulator, and
Yeah.
I had a very mentally warped friend who watched. I mean, I understand everybody has different tastes in animes and art form in a weird way. I guess that goes for hentai, depending on. That's like a whole nother story we can go down on. Oh shit, that sounded bad. But fuck. I had this friend who made me watch. Not really made me watch. Started playing clips of this anime called Higurashi, which is like.
Oh yes.
Oh God.
Little like I was barely a young adult. Was like horrified, and I was like, oh my god, no.
Yeah. Let me guess. He gave you the greatest hits. Basically, of all the people in the story getting
she was
fucking
playing
hurt.
The puppy scene where the puppy was getting. I was like mortified.
Wait, what? A puppy?
There was a girl beating a dog to death in one of the scenes. I don't remember exactly. But
You're thinking of Elfenlied. That's a different one.
Oh well, okay. Those two blend together for me, but yes.
Yeah, but that's not a really good example. But you were on the right track. In Higurashi, technically there was a bit of someone who was lovesick. She basically fell in love with a boy who unfortunately disappeared out of thin air, and pretty much was just she lost her shit, started killing some people.
I don't understand now, Terrace. I think you'd be able to help me with this because like you seem to be in knowledge with this, but there are people that actually, from what I've seen, because I watch. I don't know if you know these guys, but I watch the Anime Man and I watch Active Ears and sometimes Lost Paws and some other anime people on YouTube. And I've noticed they were talking about like the romanticism of yandere. I don't understand. Why would you want a killer as a lover? That's like
okay.
That's okay.
Let me explain firstly. Okay, now I like the horror aspect of yanderes. Don't get me wrong, like, you think this guy is super sweet or this girl is super sweet, but in reality she's killing everybody you love and you don't know it. But the reason why people want a yandere as a boyfriend/girlfriend is because they want that, like, in my opinion, they like that kind of, like, this person is willing to go to the extreme for you and give you, like, unlimited amount of affection. Even though they're doing it in a horrible way.
And here's another perspective. Normally, people would not like a psychotic girlfriend.
Or boyfriend.
Do you really want a psychotic girlfriend or boyfriend who is killing people? And if you leave them, they will fucking kill you because if they can't have you, nobody else can. That's one of the major extremes of yandere. That's just... can we not? And some people fucking think, oh yeah, this will be a fucking hot, but no, it's not really when you think about it.
Right.
Like I said, I like the horror aspect of yanderes. Like, I would never want to have a yandere friend. But in the horror aspect, like I said, it's kind of cool in a way that you're trying to fit, like in a mystery kind of novel setting, it would be cool. Like to figure out that this person you really like or really likes you is really a psychotic killer, and you got to figure out who's really doing it.
Yeah, I guess I can understand because horror is an art. I mean, I normally don't like horror personally, but I did like Stephen King's The Shining. And
now another thing about yanderes is that they're kind of broken. Like they're devoid of emotion.
Well, not devoid of emotion. It's just they're psychotically. Some of them
Broken.
can be devoid of emotion. Some of them can be just psychotically unstable. But the whole fucking greatest example everybody keeps citing was Yuno Gasai. She was abused as a kid in the anime Future Diary, and her constant abuse pretty much made her snap. And when the plot line of this fucking supernatural game involving cell phones and diaries come about, she basically decided to win against them all and pretty much just win the affections and to keep a guy that she finds is pretty much the door that will lead to her happiness, the only happiness that she'll ever have.
Now I feel sorry for these characters.
So sometimes they write this to the point to where you're supposed to be sympathetic with the fucking monster.
I don't know.
That's how it ruined. That's what ruined. I was about to say that's what ruins the Halloween remakes. We're not supposed to sympathize with the beast.
Yeah, I guess in a weird sense, I guess that yanderes could be considered the tragic villains of the story.
I mean, I get a tragic villain, but
Yeah.
I don't really sympathize with a fucking killer that's like, "Hi, I'm going to kill you because you're taking my senpai." It's like, holy fucking shit, bitch! Get on some goddamn meds.
Hell, fucking the backstory of the Yandere Simulator game is basically it's not this. It's just that you never had much happiness and you never felt much of anything. So you're basically, you're just walking through life until all of a sudden you found a cute guy that you liked, and you decided, well, oh fuck, I've wanted to confess to him, but he's also in love with somebody else, and there's this little superstition that if they both confessed, I wouldn't have any happiness. So let's get rid of that.
Still,
Yeah.
bitch is gonna be like, "You steal my senpai, I'm gonna stab you, ho!" It's gonna be like,
I really do want the idea of like a mystery kind of anime or a mystery kind of novel of a yandere, and they got to figure out who's the yandere.
The one who's holding a knife?
the one that's holding a knife, creepy with blood. No, that she is an artist. That's just paint. She was painting with a knife. There's a difference. Don't judge her. You wouldn't either. Those aren't pain medications. She's trying to paint depression. Oh god. All right.
Okay. Let's move on to the next type of dairy, and this one's kind of my favorite ones. Is the tsundere.
Yeah, the one who doesn't like you outright, but still has feelings for you. That would be a good summary.
The ones who are, I guess, tough on the outside, but they're really sweet on the inside. Now, I have a character who's a tsundere. Even though she appears to be tough, she's actually got a soft spot for animals.
The major one that comes to my mind for the tsundere type is a girl named Taiga Asuka from the anime Toradora that I watched a few episodes and just plainly forgot about. Short kid, short-tempered, somehow developed an infatuation with a guy who looks mostly like a criminal, but isn't really.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there is a lot of popularity with tsunderes. Like, I can get behind like somebody wanting to date a tsundere.
All right.
Oh, you're just being cute and angry and all that.
Just like Kitty when Rustic is around.
Excuse me, I am not an anime character.
No, but you do act very tsundere.
Bitch. No. I do not act like that. I promise you that. I promise you that.
Keep talking.
What? What are you talking about? I'm so confused.
You're acting tsundere very right now.
What? I'm so confused. Help me.
She thinks you're pretty much tsundere for fucking Rustic.
Exactly.
But I outright loving him, and I love him very, very much.
Well, there's the second type of tsundere. Is the let me read this one. Is Let's say type B tsundere. The dairy state of their default personality. They have a lot of friendly public face and are usually generous. Their soon state appears when their love interest does something to upset them, usually something perverted.
Are you trying to imply something here?
No. Just saying.
I'm feeling the fucking implied shit.
I am not a tsundere. I am not an animal bitch.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one then. Next one is kind of what I would call the nerdy dairy. It's called the dandere, I think it's called.
Are they the people that are like, they read manga and crap like that, and they're kind of like
hiding
behind those doors?
They are according to the definition here, they are quiet, shy, and harmless dandere characters, typically wear glasses, and are always buried in books. However, they can become quite talkative when their love interest is around.
Are we talking about robotish girl from Melancholia Haru Suzumiya?
No. Daredere's got more personality than her, I'll be honest. Characters that are like that is Urara Shirashi from Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches. Shiori Shinomiya, I'm pronouncing the names really bad. But basically, they're the nerdy type.
Oh, interesting.
Twilight?
Yeah, I guess Twilight would be considered that.
Oh, okay. But do they like have hobbies in? They're not just like book smart, like not like nerds with like I hate to use Twilight as an example, but math, science, history, etc., etc. But do they have like interesting like nerd hobbies? Like do they read comics? Do they cosplay or whatever and stuff like that? Like they're book smart, but they're also like enjoyably nerdy. Like they're more closet about it, I guess. You're not too sure.
Okay, the next one is one that I think Gonzo is very familiar with, is the Kudere type. Kuudere.
Kunadere?
I said I'm more familiar with yandere and tsundere. I don't know much about the others.
Oh, is it, what is it? Kurare?
No, Kudere. Okay, let me read its definition.
Right.
Emotionally cold and distant. On the rare occasion that a kudere does speak, they tend to be very blunt and cynical. A blank face and a flat voice is a must. Despite their icy nature, kudere characters are capable of caring and forming bonds.
Oh.
A modified version of Maud? Are we talking that shit?
I knew a bitch who acts like that. I knew a bitch who acted like that. It was one of my friends, when I did the charity drive for, and she was on my stream. In high school, fun little side story. In high school, she used to try to act like this really dark, edgy Lolita bitch. I kid you the fuck not. She was like, oh, yes, no, blah, 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 let me speak robotically.
She's Siri.
What, Siri?
Siri's
the phone bot bitch, yeah.
Begonia, yeah.
Like Siri, Cortana, that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Alright. I guess, yeah, she's the mod. I guess the Kuderes are the mod people. Alrighty. Now, the next one kind of relates to my favorite character, or my favorite OC, is the Dairy type, which is the most cheerful, hyper, and loving of types. Dairy characters are constantly smothering their love with affection.
Are we talking, there's this one recent anime everybody's getting into called Darling in the Franxx, and everybody's everybody's talking about this one girl with horns called 02. Would that be a good example?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can get behind that.
I don't know much about that anime, but I heard about it. If somebody has seen it, and you could correct me, please.
Yeah, people in the chat, if you know the anime, please definitely tell us. But yeah, no. I can get behind that one personally. I do know.
I love it how Super Hooper Duper Trooper is saying that Kitty's a tsundere. He's like, no.
And Luke Lot Perry says, "Hi, Kitty. I'm watching you on TV. Oh crap! Our the pilot podcast is going on TV. Oh shit! I hit the mother load. We hit the mother load this time, Terrace. We're famous. We're famous."
Alright. Now, the next two go in hand with each other is the Himedari character. This archetype is strictly to female characters. They want to be treated like a princess by everyone, even though they are not actually royalty. Himedari characters may act stuck up as a mask to hide their insecurities. The classic laugh is their favorite weapon.
That one.
Don't.
Worship me. Okay, continue.
And of course, we have the OJ Dairy, which is basically the prince version of the Himedari.
The what?
The guy version.
Yeah, the guy version. Yeah.
What's it called?
Orije or Ojo Dairy, I think that's called. I'm terrible with pronouncing shit. I am.
Yeah, we're American. We can't pronounce most things worth shit.
I thought you said this is the O.J. Simpson Dairy.
O.J. Simpson Dairy. He'll love it. He'll love you so much. He'll murder your friend, his wife, and he'll go to jail over it.
God.
No, not really.
For a pilot podcast, this is going so dark. Oh my god.
Okay.
Fuck.
Next one
Okay,
is.
let's get back on track.
Okay, the next one is the Kamidari type. Basically, they are arrogant, proud, and sporting a god complex. They believe everyone should treat them as a divine being and will force their views on everyone.
Oh, neckbeard.
A good example of this is like Yagami from Death Note.
Oh, that asshole.
I don't know, but I can understand the complex. I can think of people. I can think of some people.
Critic.
Oh, that cough is getting worse. You might want to get a cough drop.
I know. Anyway.
Dead.
Okay, this one I have never heard of. It's called the Undari, which a relatively obscure character type. The Undari combines the Dari Dandere and a sprinkle of Yandere. These characters will always say yes to their loved ones as a way to stay close to them. In other words, they're a yes man.
Oh, that must be boring.
Wait.
Let's have sex.
Oh.
Yes.
Wait, are they also willing to go fucking crazy?
Yes.
Oh, so that Anna chick for Shimonetta.
Oh, fuck.
She goes crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, the next one is this next type of dairy is one that I kind of personally like. Did I glitch again?
No, it was me. I was trying to be quiet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we got the Maya dairy. They are characters, yeah, or Maya, whatever you want to put in it.
All right. Well, what are they?
They are characters who begin the series as the antagonist. Maridari will fall in love with the main character, but that does not mean they will switch sides and are willing to kill their love interest if they feel betrayed.
Who do we compare this to for a good example?
Discord?
Sunset Shimmer?
I guess.
I'm not too sure, to be perfectly honest. Sorry, I had to mute my microphone. People are screaming.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure who that would fit. What do you think, people on Twitch?
No, YouTube. It's the YouTube. We're just
I mean, YouTube. I need coffee. I should have gotten coffee.
I have 3 cups already, and I'm still not here. You're welcome.
Same.
You're welcome.
Okay, the next one. This one's kind of a new type of dairy. Bodari, a relatively new type of character. The Bodari combines the violent nature of tsundere with the shyness of a dandere. Bondere characters are usually shy around the opposite sex and lash out to hide their embarrassment.
I can get behind that. This is oh god, I made myself sound a horrible person. Oh shit. No, I can definitely get behind that. Definitely. I really can get behind that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Every time you say dairy, I just envisioned like milk, but it has different types of anime girls' faces on it with different types of personality.
You should draw that.
Oh my god, the dairy, and then people are gonna say, "Oh, it's gonna go down a creepy road." We can all know this, but yeah.
Okay. Okay. Next is the Hina Dairy. This is another one I've never heard of. Takes the icy nature of Kyundere and combines it with the arrogant attitude of the Kamidari. Hinadari characters are usually cynical and sarcastic, but they will show their soft side when a character breaks through their shell. They are a new type of archetype and may see more popularity as if the anime cycle cynical trend continues.
Huh. That one doesn't make too much sense to me.
Neither. Okay, next is the Sadodari. Sadistic characters that get off to toying with characters on an emotional and physical level. If they find a love interest, they better be a masochist who could take a beating.
That reminds me. Oh, I know what they're talking about. I can give a really good example. The new anime, I know I've talked about this before, Blend S, that just came out. There is a sweet, shy cinnamon bean girl, actually, who has to play a sadistic girl character, and the manager with blonde hair gets off to it, and it's really creepy.
Wow.
Yeah. She has to play it, even though she's just like, I don't like to do this. I don't like to do this.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the
That's all the dairies.
Yeah. Hi, Ricky.
Hi, welcome to the Cafe Cast. Would you have a seat? Would you like a seat over there? Okay. What is the last topic for I guess this, or unless we have something else we want to bring up on the fly?
I guess the last thing that American drawings versus anime drawings, like manga.
It's easy. Americans are less superior than fucking anime. Anime's always the superior one. I'm kidding.
Gonzo, please, no, don't turn into one of those.
Don't be that person.
God damn it, Gonzo.
I'm just fucking with you guys.
Now, I guess it varies from taste to taste with people, but like there are some manga styles I like. I know Josh is probably gonna hit me upside my head for this, but it's like I don't like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Like it just feels so
off,
out of place, I guess.
I mean, I can kind of get behind that because it seems really, really, really random and just shit just happens out of nowhere. For this is what I've heard and clips I've seen. Again, I haven't watched the full anime, so please do not come and hunt me with your pitchforks, your knives, and your guns.
If these are reasonable people, they shouldn't.
I hope they are. They seem, a lot of the people that are on my YouTube seem to be reasonable people.
And if they aren't, they should feel bad about themselves for wanting to try and burn somebody just because they haven't done an anime.
Oh god, don't do this. Oh my god.
I'm just saying they should just rethink themselves, because nobody should be that irrational about something like that.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I get you. But yeah, I lost my track of thought. What are we talking? This podcasting thing. I'm so new to this.
Yeah.
We were talking about American drawings versus manga.
I did a whole paper on this in high school. This is how much of a weeaboo I was back then. Like much has changed now. Well, at least I'm not cringy. That's debatable. Anyway, but I did a whole thing. Now, here's the thing. I'm gonna take you a little down a history lesson class, kiddies. Oh yes, back in my day with Grandma. Actually, yes, back in the day with Grandmama and Papa. So basically, anime was inspired by the research I did. My research information may be out of date, but they were inspired by a lot of American cartoons and animation, and comics too, because they were transferred over to the East from the West, and there was one author that I really liked, and it wasn't just him; it was a bunch of things. There was a guy who was really into and now the neighbors are being loud again. Wonderful. But anyway, to make a long story short, so there was this guy named Osamu Tezuka, but there was an animation prior to that that was made in like 1915, I think, and it was about like the legendary like monkey staff guy from that tale, the Chinese tale.
Journey to the West.
No. It's a Chinese fable about this monkey god that has a little crown on his head, and he serves. It has a staff. I know Dragon Ball Z definitely referenced that. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Journey to the West.
Okay, so that is all right. That myth with a monkey. That was an animation long time ago, and then during World War II, there was actually a lot of propaganda shit that happened with Japan. And so they made their own animation, stuff like that. And then one guy in particular named Osamu Tezuka, who's called the god of all manga, or the grandfather of all manga, he created something called Red Books, or there was a term called Red Books back in the day, and he made his own comic strips while studying to become a professor in medical school, because he was so fascinated about how the people has healed them. And so he made his little strips, and he asked his mom, saying, Mom, I don't know what to do. I want to help people. I want to do medical stuff, but I really love to draw. She told him, her son, do what makes you happy. So he ends up being a full-blown comic artist, and that's where you get characters like Ribbon no Kenshin, Princess Knight, Phoenix, Buddha, Astro Boy, Kimba the White Lion, and these characters, Astro Boy I'm going to go on in particular because not only was it one of my favorite animes, but it has a lot of history behind it and how it got to the West, and from what there's different types of rumors that go around, but I'm going to go with the one that sounds more believable. He got inspired by Disney, and he's considered the Walt Disney of Japan, and Astro Boy is their Mickey Mouse. And he was inspired by Bambi and how the big eyes look, and that's where big eyes originated from in Japan, that giant, cute, kawaii, like, big anime eye look. He started that trend, and over the time, it changed and evolutionized, and you can I've now seen it with Japan or Japanese animation, or with just Japan art styles. You can always see where the roots are from, and it's really, really interesting. Now compare with American animation, even though Japan did take inspiration from Japan took inspiration from America. America was different with it because while they did similar cell-by-cell stuff like that, we went through a lot of more different styles. Now, I'm not saying that Japan or anime didn't go through their styles, but it was very slowly, at least in my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm no expert. I'm just going off of the knowledge that I know. And animation in America actually has quite evolved. It has gone from rubber hose to more of a structural line, as you can see in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And then as time goes on, anatomy gets better. There's a lot of testing films, even with 3D animation, like in like The Little Mermaid or in Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. You can see early 3D animation. It's very primitive, so it looks more 2D-ish, but they did it in that sort of way so that it wouldn't be, I guess, noticeable.
Too much. Yeah.
And over time, I think it's stylized. Like, sure, people have big eyes or, boobs, but I feel like Japan is more exaggerated with that than American cartoons, if you will. The only time
Oh, yeah, that reminds me of another topic you and I can cover, but I think we should probably do that next time.
Well, I'm the only time I've noticed that it's exaggerated is in is the boobs and the butts and the sexualization is in more of adult cartoons, and they did get away with it in like some kid cartoons like Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, maybe some Disney princesses here and there, some female characters and cartoons, but I think it's just basically style, maybe story, and how it's delivered. That's the difference, because I don't know if you guys watch something that's in the original like dubbing of it, where it's sub, not dubbed, and there's a lot of things that were hatcheted out and taken out and reworked in, and it's a lot more censored and more kid friendly versus the original, because I don't know if I'm correct, but from what I remember is that Japan is more lenient with more things than here in the West.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you have any thoughts? I mean, that's just my knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, like, back on the topic of, manga versus American, or Japanese versus American, my thing is, I guess, everybody has their different tastes in, like, different types of anime and shows. Like I said, I'm not into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I'm not into. I know I'm probably gonna get flack for this. I'm also not into Steven Universe. Because I feel like in a weird way that what I'm gonna say. Oh yeah. With JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, like I can get behind the story, but like the novel, or like the way it's drawn, it just feels so
weird.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on some of the bootleg shit that we've been watching. That's a prime example of American shit.
Oh God. Well, it's not just American people. I mean, animation in general and the art of drawing caricature designs or cartoons in general, or any type of animation, because you could say rotoscoping, or things that are more structured to be more humanoid like or more realistic like. There's all types of different artwork in animation, but it's it's all different wherever you go. I mean, if there is an animation, a propaganda film from Korea that looks very anime-like, but it's called Flower Hill, and it's very controversial, and that Americans are presented as wolves, and each animal represents a certain country of an animal, and that's really interesting. And Flower Hill is quote-unquote North Korea, but now North Korea and South Korea are buddies now, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about North American cartoons versus anime? Because I feel like I've been ragging on since I know a lot about this topic.
Yeah,
I'm not like one that would prefer one over the other.
Yeah, I guess it varies from taste. Like I said, I don't like the art style of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, but in the American versions, I don't like the style of, say, like, Teen Titans Go. I guess that's because that kind of looks lazy drawn, and so is yeah.
Well, Teen Titans Go is made in Toon Boom or Flash. I could definitely tell you that for a fact by the way it's animated. But they did it in such a way where it looked like it wasn't done in such of a program. But I figured that out because somebody I know through a friend, they were in a Skype call with them, and I think they had they had something that made it look like it was a puppet, and I did my own research to it too. So it was like, I want to say it's really animated in Toon Boom, because it's so, I hate to say this, it's even though it's shittily done in a weird way, it's kind of animated well where I had to second guess it. I don't know. I think people are just saying, how dare you stick up for Teen Titans Go! And I'll tell you right now, I am an OG Teen Titans fan. I love the original. Gonzo, you've been quiet. I feel like I've been talking over you. I'm so sorry.
No, really. I got nothing to contribute.
Do you have any other topics that you wanted to bring up, minus this one, or did you want to continue?
I think we should wrap it up.
Wrap it up?
Yeah, we've been going on for quite a while on this topic.
Well, I mean, I guess that's it. I mean, both styles were inspired by each other. Even like, it's so funny because it was backwards. I mean, I don't want to say Avatar: The Last Airbender, but there have been people in America trying to replicate anime, which is really funny. Like Kappa Mike. Does anybody remember that show?
Oh, what was it called? Okay, you know, 2000, beautiful, beautiful. You know, Fantasia 2000, right?
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful animation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's this one called Firebird Suite. And like when you look at it, you can't help but feel like you're watching a Miyazaki. It's that well made, and it's American.
Really? Yeah, because like I've noticed that now people are because anime has anime has been getting more mainstream in the recent years. Like back in the 90s, it was sort of subculture. In the early 2000s, it was subculture.
Let me get that
at
real
least,
quick.
huh? All right,
Oh.
Gonzo's going to call his Taco Bell. But basically, as I was saying, and I'm pretty sure you remember this, Tara, is that, you know, in the 90s, like at least what I remember in like the early 90s, mid 90s, that anime was so underground that it was on only maybe a couple of here and there stations. And then the 2000s started becoming more prominent staple to Saturday morning cartoons. And it's become more now mainstream that I've noticed that other people that in America have been doing, how can I put this? Mimicking anime and mimicking that sort of art style and that sort of thing. I mean, hell, even though it's a primitive one, it's like the most only primitive one I can think of, the earliest one that tried to mimic anime, even though it wasn't. And even stylized wasn't, but the expression, the emotion, and how it's presented in a weird way. The original Teen Titans. Did you not notice that it took a lot of influence from anime, and then they had that whole movie to Tokyo? By the way, Starfire and Robin OTP.
God damn it, Kitty. I noticed that. I mean, hell, another show, and I'm surprised nobody remembers it, is what was it? Hi Puffy Yummy Yumi show? That was, you know.
I honestly, I think Code to compare it to something that's on a similar station, I think Code Lyoko was more anime influenced than Hi Puffy Yummy Yumi. While it was based on two Japanese singers, I felt it was so. I don't know the word I'm looking for. I felt it was so played up to the point of parodic.
Yeah.
So that was just but Silent Blast brought up something. What about the Batman? Like the new Batman that came out? That was
I have not seen it.
Now I've heard about it and seen about it, but I don't know much about it. There's a Batman that is an anime. So it's American thing that's brought to Japan. So again, I think it goes back and forth now at this point that anime has become so anything Moondrop because they're a French Canadian studio. See, excuse me. Anything now all over the world, art media wise, is now people are taking inspiration from others. Some people are taking inspiration from American cartoons or anime or something from France or Egypt. I don't know, but it's so now magically in a stew pot where anybody can take what they want. And now I think at this point, this is just me, I don't know what you guys think, but I think at this point anybody can mimic another style or be influenced by something else. That's all I gotta say. I feel like I've been talking way too much.
It's fine. It's really fine.
Did you want to bring up something else? A topic or no?
I don't think I could. Oh. Miss.
What?
You're broken in out, Jed.
She has lag.
There we go.
So
okay, I really can't think of anything offhand, so I think that should do it.
Okay. Should we then call it a quits?
I guess.
Okay, well that was the pilot plot, or the pilot of Cafe Cast, and if you're just joining, it is I was talking to Terrace about it. She was like telling me about her experience about being on a podcast, and I was like, it sounds like fun doing it, so I was like, I want to make one too. So I thought, let's do something called Cafe Cast. If you're not too sure what it is, it's a podcast where we just talk about nerd culture in general, from anything from anime to video games to anything that's non-Japan or Japanese to American pop culture, just pop culture in general around the world. And yeah, welcome back. Won't you have a seat? And yeah, so that was our Cafe Cast. And Gonzo was one of our first people, I guess. And if this takes off, we kind of want your feedback, because me and Terrace are literally going to be the main two people on the show. So we would love your feedback. And if you like this, tell us, because if you don't like this, I don't think me and her want to waste our time on something that isn't going to be, eventful.
Yeah. We're just doing this for fun anyway, so.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts?
I want to die.
Oh, okay.
I want to die. Because I gotta go trim trees now.
Oh boy. I hope you have fun.
Alrighty.
Anything else, Gonzo?
I got nothing.
Alright. Well, thank you for joining on the Cafe Cast. Alright, we're gonna go because we're all fucking dying. Alright. Tell us if you like this, okay? Comment below. I just need to know. Alright. Goodbye.